The Galactic Council's ultimatum echoed through the void of space, transmitted on every frequency known to civilized worlds. Ambassador Zethkri of the Hegemony stood before the assembled representatives of 47 species, his crystalline form pulsing with satisfaction as he delivered humanity's death sentence. The species designated human has been found guilty of unprecedented aggression against Council member states. His voice resonated through the chamber's translation matrix. Their expansion into contested territories, their refusal to acknowledge established borders, and their complete disregard for diplomatic protocol cannot be tolerated. We demand immediate and unconditional surrender within 72 Earth hours, or face total annihilation. The message was broadcast toward the small blue world on the galaxy's outer rim, where humanity had somehow managed to claw its way to the stars despite being one of the youngest species in known space. Most Council members expected swift compliance. After all, the combined fleets of the Galactic Council represented the military might of thousands of worlds and billions of years of technological advancement. Humanity had been spacefaring for barely 3 centuries. Admiral Sarah Chen stood in the command center of Luna Station, watching the transmission with an expression that revealed nothing. Around her, the most brilliant military minds Earth had ever produced waited in tense silence. The holographic display showed the massive Council armada positioned just beyond the heliopause, over 10,000 vessels of various designs, each one capable of reducing a planet to cosmic dust. "Recommendations?" Chen asked quietly. General Martinez, head of Colonial Defense, spoke first. "We have maybe 200 ships that could qualify as true warships. The math is simple. We're outnumbered 50 to 1 by a technologically superior force." "Then we surrender?" Admiral Okafor of the African Union Fleet raised an eyebrow. "Over my dead body," growled Commander Volkov of the Titan Defense Corps. "These bastards think they can roll over humanity because we're new to the neighborhood?" "They obviously haven't done their homework." Chen allowed herself a small smile. The Council had indeed failed to do proper reconnaissance. They saw humanity's small fleet and assumed weakness. They noted Earth's single inhabited system and presumed limitation. They observed humanity's brief presence on the galactic stage and concluded insignificance. They had not bothered to investigate what humans had been doing during those 3 centuries of expansion. "Signal all stations," Chen commanded. "Implement Protocol 7. The order rippled outward at faster than light speeds, reaching every human outpost from the innermost asteroid mining facilities to the frontier colonies beyond Pluto. On installations throughout the solar system, massive hangar doors that had remained sealed for decades began their ponderous opening sequence. The Council fleet detected the energy signatures immediately. Zethkri's aide, a nervous Silthari with twitching antennae, approached the ambassador's command throne. "Sir, we're reading massive power fluctuations throughout the human system. Multiple facilities are opening?" Zethkri's crystalline form flickered with annoyance. "Opening what? Storage facilities? Are they perhaps preparing to surrender their military assets?" On the holographic display, the first shapes began emerging from Luna Station's newly opened hangar bays. They were massive, each one dwarfing even the largest Council dreadnoughts. But these weren't ships in any conventional sense. They were geometric nightmares of black metal and exotic energy, moving with purpose despite having no visible propulsion systems. "What in the void are those?" whispered Captain Veltar of the Hegemony flagship. More installations throughout the solar system were disgorging similar monstrosities. From the hidden bays beneath Ceres, from the hollowed-out core of Vesta, from secret facilities built into the far side of Earth's moon, they emerged by the hundreds. Each one was unique in design, as if crafted by a completely different engineering philosophy, because they had been. For 3 centuries, humanity had been doing more than just expanding into space. They had been collecting. Every derelict ship they found, every piece of ancient technology drifting in the cosmic dark, every archaeological treasure from long-dead civilizations, humans had a peculiar habit of dragging it all home and figuring out how it worked. The Council saw scavengers. They should have seen archaeologists with a military budget. Admiral Chen watched as humanity's true fleet took position around Earth. The Void Dancers, reverse-engineered from predecessor technology found in the galactic core. The Entropy Weavers, built from plans discovered in the ruins of the Eternal Empire. The Reality Anchors, constructed using principles learned from studying the remnants of the transcended collective. Each class of vessel represented a different extinct civilization's ultimate achievement in warfare. Humanity hadn't just studied these technologies, they had improved upon them. "Admiral," her communications officer announced, "the Council fleet is hailing us. They're demanding to know what those ships are." Chen considered this for a moment. The 72-hour deadline had been ridiculous from the start. The Council clearly expected humanity to spend that time composing surrender documents. Instead, they had spent it opening hangar bays. "Open a channel," she commanded. Zethkri's image appeared on the main screen, his crystalline form now pulsing, with what humans had learned to recognize as extreme agitation in his species. "What trickery is this?" he demanded. "Those vessels, they match no known human design patterns. Where did you acquire such ships?" Admiral Chen smiled with awe, the warmth of the void between stars. "Ambassador, you seem to be operating under a fundamental misunderstanding. You assume humanity has been alone out here, building our little ships and minding our own business." The display behind her lit up with tactical readouts of the assembled fleet. Vessel classes that shouldn't exist, weapon systems that violated known physics, defensive capabilities that had once belonged to species that ruled the galaxy when the Council worlds were still primordial soup. "The truth is," Chen continued, "we've had excellent teachers. They just happened to be dead when we found them." In the depths of space, humanity's archaeological fleet powered up weapons that had once reduced stars to quantum foam. Energy patterns that had been dormant for millions of years began to sing their deadly songs once more. "You demanded our surrender," Admiral Chen said softly. "We choose to reply with the voices of every civilization, you and your predecessors, destroyed to build your precious council. Perhaps it's time you learned what they had to say." The hangar bays had opened, and with them, humanity had unleashed the collected fury of the galaxy's violent past upon those who presumed to write its future. The lesson was about to begin.